Okay, trends to change. Renaissance guy. My name is Ian, and I am an independent YouTuber. I'm not subsidized. I'm not monetized, and I am completely independent. And this is a channel where I bring my thoughts to the table and share my experiences of life, share what I have learned throughout life. I am not going to say that I am an all-seeing, all-knowing oracle, but at the age of 52, I've experienced life and experienced a lot in my life to essentially sit down and perhaps help people through problems that they may be facing. I've faced a fair few problems myself, some pretty nasty situations, and I've shared some of those on previous videos. If you know of anybody who actually is having problems in their life, and you see a video that you think may help them, then go ahead and share that video. So today it's a little bit of a video on another video, actually, a response video, and I'm not going to share the video that I saw, but I am going to talk about it because, quite honestly, well, number one, it's full of complete and utter garbage. It was unbelievable, and I'm sure you've seen it, where this woman's talking about how diets are racist because white women, versus white women and black women. And my question, first of all, is why is it race? Why is it that racism these days means black people and white people? I really don't understand this. I mean, racism exists in all. You have racism in black people, white people, Asian people. It's incredible to just sort of narrow it down to two distinct racial features. I would like to know why she didn't compare black people to Asian women, or black women to Native American women. I really don't understand why it had to be specifically against white people. And I know some people will say, oh well, white people did this, that and the other and stuff like that. Every racial peoples on this earth have committed atrocities, and you cannot single out one particular racial people because of atrocities they may have committed or will commit, or whatever it is. It's at that time, that place, that certain things happen. And usually these things, let's take for example slavery. A lot of things are cherry picked, where it seems that only white people were the people who actually enslaved people. Well, actually, that would be historically incorrect. Every single race of people have enslaved other people. Slavery is not slavery certainly, and most certainly, is not a characteristic that belongs to one racial group. So, getting that out the way, and it was a bit of a segue, let's talk about how ethnicity actually does affect, or at least I'm using ethnicity loosely, okay? So let's make a let's make this very, very clear. When I say ethnicity, I'm not just talking about skin color, but I'm talking about lifestyle. I'm talking about the foods that people eat. I'm talking about a whole range of things. So For example, we white people tend to have a broad spectrum of what we eat. We don't really have, apart from the Sunday roast, let's say, that is a predominantly UK white British thing. Okay, we or the bacon butty or something. We don't really have a very set way, because especially in UK we are once conquerors and conquered. We have a completely mixed up heritage from Roman, Viking, Saxon, Germanic, French. We have a whole wide range of different things, that we have such a wide palatable cacophony of diets. We are very, very mixed in that. Now, to things like the African people, the Caribbean people, the Nigerian people and stuff like that, they will have a set particular way of cooking, and the dietary preferences are very different from European. Okay, so this is where the disclaimer comes in. The Chinese, Japanese, and Asian people, again, have a very different culinary style than black people, white people, European people. Again, you have people who are of different countries, the Australians, the Americans. We all have a very different way of cooking. Okay, we have a very different way of using foods and how we cook foods. In the North American states, there's a way of cooking. In the Southern American states, there's a different way of cooking. So you have all that. So here's where the caveat comes in. From how people use food, cook food, and their dietary habits, there is a difference. There's certainly a difference between Caribbean cooking, for example, and UK cooking. Caribbean people tend to carry over their way of cooking things into the UK and cook a certain way. Same as Nigerians, Africans, and again, Chinese, Japanese, etc. We can see that very much. So when we talk about diet, there is a very different way of eating and cooking. And due to that, there are some certain genetic dispositions of each race, and I will say that certain genetic, but it comes down to the habits of how you cook and how you deal with food. Now, if you put several people on the same diet, and when I say the same diet, I mean proportion wise to what each of them will eat, depending on the size, weight, and I hate using weight, but in this case it will come down to how much you weigh, how much you eat, etc., etc. If you balance it out, so roughly they are taking in what they need to eat based on their genetic structure and not just skin color. Okay, because it goes a lot deeper than skin color. It comes to how you build, how active you are, how genetically dispositioned you are to physical activity. All that comes into it. Some people more, some people less. And we can see that with white people. We can see that with Asian people. We can see that with everybody. Some are more genetically dispositioned towards activity. Some are not. Some people are able to run faster than others. It's the way of life, no matter what skin color you have. So in answer to the woman who was going on about how it's racist, it isn't racist in the fact that they are the diet is that black women will lose less than a white woman or whatever it might be. It is what you are eating to your own personal genetic ability. Whether you're white, black, whatever it might be, some people can actually digest and use food better than others. Some people store it better or worse or whatever you might want to do. Does not come down to skin color. If that was the case, then all white people would be a certain way, all black people would be a certain way, and all Asian people would be a certain way, which of course we know is a load of crap. The first rule you learn, and this is the very first rule you learn, especially when you become a PT or anything to do with the fitness industry, whether you're going to be a gym instructor, a personal trainer, an aerobics instructor, whatever it might be, one of the first rules you learn is that fitness is not a one size fits all. You have to literally cater to the individual. Someone may be able to do something better than another person. Somebody might be able to run faster than another person. Some people may be able to lift heavier than another person. And it's nothing to do with skin color. It's about lifestyle. It's about who you are genetically. It's about a whole myriad of things in your life. Now, for me personally, I hate these sort of videos where they put up where they somehow bring racial content into it, and how, oh, it's racist, that people are racist against them. It seems every single time you switch on to one of these videos, you hear how bad we are, or they are, or whoever they are. Okay, stay away from them. They're no good for you. And I'm talking to everybody on that. Look at facts. Get a little bit of knowledge on biology, physiology, nutrition, whatever it is, and give clear-cut information on that, as I've just done. Okay? If you run into these sort of videos and you, oh my gosh, I feel so bad, don't feel bad. It's these people who are wanting their 15 minutes of fame to stir up hatred, to stir up whatever it might be, instead of doing two important things: minding their own business and doing better, to quote Joyce Wall. And what a fantastic, those are two fantastic pieces of advice, really. They should be minding their own business and doing better, and actually trying to help people, rather than put out a video which is going to pretty much raise hatred towards them. In fact, if anything, these are inciting racial hatred and violence. I don't really particularly subscribe into that being government controlled. That's another story. I'm not going into that, but you know, be aware that there are people out there who are trying to make it into something that it really isn't. Have a great day. Move forwards with your life. Don't worry about these idiots who put out these videos. Get a little bit of knowledge, get a little bit of wisdom, and move forwards with your life, and don't worry about it. All right, so have a great day. Have a great, reach your goals, get your successes in, and do what you need to do to make a better version of you.